Across a desolate stretch of desert in southern Kazakhstan, the Soviets secretly shuttle a huge missile to its launch pad. This marks the beginning of man's efforts to reach the stars. The date is October 4th, 1957, and today the race for space begins. The engines roar to life. In an explosion signifying much more than physics alone, the rocket leaves the cosmodrome in its fiery wake and begins its climb toward heaven. High above the Earth, the rocket accelerates to more than 18,000 miles per hour. Suddenly, it opens and releases its cargo, a beach ball-sized satellite known as Sputnik. As it passes over Earth, Sputnik emits a pulsating signal that people on the ground can listen to and track while the craft orbits high above. It takes Sputnik a little more than an hour and a half to circle the planet.
What I remember are the original Mercury 7 astronauts, and school would stop. Living in Florida, not actually too far from, maybe 300 miles from Cape Canaveral, but it was a huge media event for those who are my age would remember that. And watching a black and white television, and it was just a tremendous amount of fun to watch us, try to, in a sense, conquer space.
In the 21st century, space travel has become routine in the United States, but the Ada public school system has found a way to keep it interesting for students. Each year, 6th graders design, build, and launch their own rockets. It allows them to experience, albeit on a small scale, the thrill of shooting for the sky.
Put this key down in that hole. Go ahead and do that.
We do our rocket launch as a follow-up to our unit on aerospace. It's kind of a fun way for students to put everything that they've learned throughout the unit into real life. Using that is a great way to hook most students, if not all students, and they really get into the unit on aerospace. And even those students who normally might not like science, they all seem to really enjoy that and really get hooked.
The students spend weeks designing and building the rockets. Students customize the rockets, putting as much time in the paint scheme as the actual construction. All the while, anticipation of the impending launch day grows.
We read the directions and we go over it step by step and take it a step at a time, and we work in groups of 4 or 5. And I encourage the students within their groups that if they complete that particular step, for them to help the others in the group, which is a great way to encourage peer tutoring. So what I do is I let them take them home to actually decorate them and personalize them. And from that aspect, you might think that the girls would get into that more, but I see boys that decorate theirs just as cool as the girls do. So it works both ways, but the girls really get into it as much as the boys do.
Definitely a girl's rocket.
Once launch day arrives, spirits are sky high. The city of Ada plays an important role that day, providing the actual launch pad at the airport.
Good morning. I appreciate y'all coming out to the airport this morning. I know it's kind of cold, but I appreciate everybody dressing for the occasion. It's a great day to be outside. We've got beautiful sunshine and light winds, and we've got a good, safe place to do this.
I'm really excited when the kids can come out and shoot rockets. The airport provides an exciting place, I think, because it gives them an opportunity to not only just launch their rockets, but to see another part of the aviation and aerospace industry that might appeal to them.
Yeah. I want to do a countdown.
All right, okay, countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
As the students launch their rockets, they realize the principles they learned in class have real-world application, and often that is enough to spark a lifelong interest in at least a few of them.
Well, they learn a lot about forces in motion. They learn about, of course, Newton's laws of motion. When we come out here, they get to see Mr. Hall's role in the community, and maybe they might be interested in doing different things in that area, in that field of aerospace.
Well, it's like anything that young people have exposure to that will quicken their interest. It's a lot like when my dad first took me to the airport in Florida when we lived there, and he took me for an airplane ride, and it started a kind of a lifelong interest and a lifelong journey in aviation.
Okay, countdown.
Shooting rockets is an absolute blast for the students, and they get caught up in celebrating each other's successful launches. To keep things positive all the way around, measures are taken to ensure the joyful experience is a safe one as well.
Well, I'm out there kind of as many people would know the phrase range safety officer. I monitor our aircraft frequency that's here. I'm looking out for vehicles and for people, and we try to keep the crowds in one little spot. And if need be, I halt the shoot while it's going on in case there's an aircraft that's landing or taking off. And we try to maintain safety at every level. We don't have, for example, one of the rules that I have is we don't have a group of kids chasing rockets all over the airport. We try to time it to where, or position the rockets rather, to where when they're launched, they will actually fall within a certain area, depending upon winds. So we don't want, from skint knees and to stub toes, we really don't want that, and we certainly don't want young people out in the runway area.
Launching rockets is a tradition for 8th to 6th graders, one that 5th graders certainly look forward to in the coming year. It's also an opportunity for ADA teachers to really make learning a fun and exciting process. One look at the students says it all.
They build their own rockets, they see them launch, they watch a movie, they read a text, and the next thing they realize, I really like this and I want to invest my time in science and math so I could possibly work in the space industry. I think it could be an interesting start for a large group of people.
Oh, it's a great feeling. Like I said earlier, I don't know of one student who hasn't been really excited when their rocket goes off and they run after it to chase it, and it's just really cool.